Welcome to Writing Daily. Hey, everybody, this is Devin. Once again, we're getting together every single day to talk about writing better, more often, getting things done, improving your writing skill, whether it is a letter to grandma or to finish your great American novel. Why I keep saying we, like I want to kind of shift the focus away from me. I do this. I don't know if I do it well, but I'm going to keep doing it every single day. Anyway, if you don't know, my name is Devin Galaudet. I am the editor-in-chief of In the Know Traveler. I am also, I'm going to turn down the volume in my headset. I am the editor-in-chief of In the Know Traveler. I have an MFA in creative nonfiction. That means about telling the truth. And I am the author of the forthcoming book, 10,000 Miles with My Dead Father's Ashes, available in September. Anyway, today we're going to talk about adverbs. They get sort of a bad rap. A lot of it has to do with sort of the way people tend to use them is in its redundancy. As an example, an adverb is something that describes a verb or an adjective. It modifies it. In other words, it gives it like a slant to it. So if I were to say, the boy snores loudly. Loudly would be the adverb in this case. But the truth of the matter is, if the boy is snoring and we're commenting on it to our reader, does the reader think that there is no noise when the snoring is going on? So it's kind of like this redundancy. And so people get annoyed with it. And the truth of the matter is the way I tend to look at it, and this might be kind of a short segment for us on adverbs, is that, people will say, let's say quickly or slowly. They might say, the boy runs quickly, which again is kind of like a redundancy. And so it's an extension of saying the same thing. Or people will use adverbs in terms of like trying to build it up to make it more than what you think it should be. Meaning the girl is very good at hopscotch, right? So the very there is kind of like building up, like she's not just good, but she's very good. And is that necessary? Well, I think the larger literary community would probably say, no, it's not. And by the way, I'm in the same mindset. I don't think it's useful to say that. It's kind of almost like saying that it's just more, and you kind of, I'm waiting for the reader to build what's actually happening in the scene. And I don't think it's not very useful. So when is an adverb appropriate? I think it's appropriate. Actually, before we get to when is it appropriate, my biggest issues with adverbs is not even if somebody wants to say, Larry is a very, very, very good sky jumper with the thing with the parachute. Wow, I am a writer. Thank you. Welcome. So I don't even mind that in a dialogue, right? If we're having, cousin John describe something and he uses very because that's the way the author is intended the cousin to speak, then I think that makes total sense. But more often than not, I think all the varies and the running quickly tend to be redundant and actually don't breathe any life to it. Well, what if you were to say there is an adverb that may describe something? Well, let's say Lucy is skipping, and we say that Lucy is skipping swiftly because perhaps we might have an idea in our head that skipping is done slowly, right? And the quickly somehow modifies the description to the point where we understand that now she is skipping quickly. I think that's fine, but I also think that you might be better off including additional information that would offer the reader even more. So as an example, if I said, I wave my hands energetically, right? My picture can say, here's the energetically-ness of my hand waving. And that might be fine, but so what's that conveying to the reader? So, okay, so I'm waving my hands enthusiastically, energetically. I think I'd be better off actually saying more about what energetically looks like rather than just kind of giving this kind of vague notion of what energetically is. Energetically might mean that I'm jumping in place. It might mean that I am running in a circle. It might mean that I'm out of breath. It might mean a whole variety of things. And the truth of the matter is, so anytime I see an adverb in my own writing, which by the way, I use them, they show up, they're parts of speech, they're very common. When I see an adverb in my own writing, I try to realize this is an opportunity for me to actually say more by using nouns and verbs rather than trying to modify the verb by this thing that frequently doesn't actually give the reader any more insight. That's the way I comment. That's the way I sort of comment on it. Oh, hey, Stefano, welcome. Good to see you here. We're talking about adverbs today, and I much appreciate always like and make comments. And if you have questions, always feel free to join me. So the overall thing that I would say about adverbs is that you can, for the most part, you can just flat out in your writing delete them. And if you feel the need, it's like, well, but I'm not exuding the swiftness. So if I'm not exuding swiftness, then I'm better off, I think, for the reader's benefit, describing of what the swiftness looks like. So if I say that somebody is running swiftly or energetically or some other adverb, I can then describe what the energetically actually looks like. Larry ran down the hill. His heart was pounding. He was out of breath. There was sweat on his brow. Says way more than simply saying Larry ran swiftly. So as always, I do this every single day because I love writing, and this keeps me focused and motivated. You can find me here every day at Devin Galaudet, my author page. I'm also on YouTube, where you can subscribe and follow me at devingallaudet.com, as well as Twitter and all this other stuff. And I do this every single day, even if my hair looks like this. Anyway, it's good to see you. I hope you will ask questions, and then I respond to everybody. And thank you so much for being with me, and I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. Have a great day.